Let's see. Let's go over to the study guide very quickly. On the study guide, we have gone over all the vocabulary words at this point in time. Notice on number 2, I'm on page 426. Notice on number 2, you have to be able to put these things into their particular classes. So, which of these creatures would go into class Amphibia? The frog, good. Which would go into class Urochordata? Sea squirt, good. How about Cephalochordata? Lancelet. Lancelet. Remember, all those are vertebrates. Okay, how about class Agnatha? Lamprey eel. How about the carp? Good. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to make you pronounce those. Osteichthyes. Good. And how about Chondrichthyes? Shark. Very good. And then what do, on number 3, what do sea squirts, lampreys, and amphibians have in common?
A larval stage.
Good. They go through a metamorphosis. They have a larval stage. They change from the larval stage to the adult stage. Very good. Okay. You already told me the difference between cartilage and bone is the calcium salts, which make it the cartilage much weaker and more flexible. And then if you see a blood vessel that's very thin-walled, which kind of blood vessel is it? Capillary. Good. What do red blood cells do? Carry oxygen. Good. And what was the hemoglobin is the protein. Good. Hemoglobin. And in the yeah, it's an O. It's a long O. Hemoglobin. And then we already talked about that the frog has a jerky manner, so what lobe is small? Cerebellum. That the owl has a good sense of vision, so what's big? Optic. If the fertilization is, let's see, the female receives the sperm, so fertilization is inside of the female. What do we got there? Internal. But she lays an egg. What kind of development? Oviparous. The salmon and the lamprey, what do they have in common?
They go back into the fresh water.
Good, anadromous. Everybody say anadromous. Good, anadromous. Or you could have said they're born in the fresh, go to the salt, go back to the fresh. Did I skip 11? I'm so sorry. 11, born in the fresh, go to the salt to live, come back to the fresh to reproduce. Number 11 was which has the most inflexible skeleton? Inflexible. Now I underlined that because I missed this when I first went through this. Got to answer what he asked for, right? Inflexible would be the salmon because that's an osteichthyes, whereas the lamprey has the skull and backbone, or less. It's not as hard as the osteichthyes, and then the ray is cartilaginous. Okay, and then number 13. The shark's most sensitive way of finding prey is electric field sensor. What does the lateral line do? Vibration sensor. Good. And we already talked about the dorsal fin giving them balance, but in a fish it also helps them with defense. And we already talked about the difference between a ray and a skate. The ray has a thinner tail, whip-like tail, and skate has a thicker, fleshier tail. We already went through on 17 all the different parts, and we talked about their functions. On number 19, I already told you what you actually need to know is which ones are arteries, which ones are veins, which ones are oxygenated, and which ones are not. Number 21, you need to list the 6 characteristics of amphibians. Just go with the 6 bulleted points. So they're the endoskeleton, which is mostly bone, smooth skin, 2 pairs of legs that are usually webbed feet, 4 respiratory organs. Name me the 4 respiratory organs. Gills, skin, mouth, and lungs. Okay, those are your 4 respiratory organs. Thank you. The 3-chambered heart and the oviparous external fertilization. And then, what's the difference between a frog and a toad?
Frog is one lives like far away from the water.
Which one lives far away from the water? Toad. So what's his skin look like?
It's like
Kind of dry and bumpy, right? Okay, how about a frog? He's usually near the water, and he's got smoother skin. I like frogs. I think they're cool. Have I had a frog? I've had a lot of tree frogs. They like our house. They get up.
like have you like ever eaten frogs?
No, I don't eat frogs. Nope. No eating frogs. Okay, and for most amphibians, what's the major respiratory organ? Skin.